Welcome, beautiful souls, to this little intro, a deluxe drop in to this practice that we call Bowspring. And I like to refer to it as a primal movement medicine. And so let's just sit with those words for a moment. I find it to be a nice little seed descriptor of what this could be, because we don't really know what it is until we've experienced it in our bodies, but it helps to give our mind something to kind of work with. And I just want to welcome you to this space and to honor you for taking the time to check out something new, to experience something new. It takes courage to do that. There's so many things that are familiar to us that we could just drop in on and feel like we're in a comfy, cozy place. But to try something new is, it's going past your edge, which is amazing. And that's how we grow the fastest. And in this case, in my personal experience with both myself and my students and clients, it's how to get the fastest results too. So we're in a really juicy place of the leading edge in terms of movement culture. This is also under the broader umbrella of functional fitness, although that's such a broad umbrella, it's important to narrow it down and what are we talking about? I'm just going to quickly grab my tea in case my throat gets dry. Bear with me. Long breaths while we're settling in, long exhales and deep inhales. So I've got some info that's helpful for the mind before we get into the practice on our mat. So is that okay? I'd like to give a little bit of some principles of this practice so that our mind kind of knows what's going on before we start trying to get into shapes that we don't really know much about. Is that okay? Yeah? Okay. So who here has experience with yoga? Yes? Like the physical aspect, asana of yoga? Yep. And dance background? Not as much? A little bit? Okay. And any other types of fitness? Just put up your hand when I hit something that you've tried. So like martial arts, Pilates, or okay, couple Pilates people in here, nice. Weight training or anything kind of gym oriented or aerobics or that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. So this is really relevant to all of that. However, if you're especially speaking to my yogis in the room, those of you watching the replay, I know there's going to be yogis joining, and Pilates and ballet, those three specifically, maybe gymnastics as well. Specifically to you, I'm asking you to take what you know about alignment and just put it to the side for right now until we finish our session together. And then you can always pick it up and take it with you after that if it still feels important to you. Because this is going to divert from these typical, or not typical, but familiar ways of aligning that we might have known before. Okay, I'm going to also share my screen. So welcome to my world. It's not to brag. I went through a lot of recovery and a lot of very focused healing for a very long time to get to enjoy the life that I'm in right now. But this is one of the closest beaches to my home. It's the most popular beach in the region where I live in the Caribbean of Costa Rica. And it's just to kind of give you this is where I'm coming from. This is the type of energy I can infuse into your world. I know a lot of you are joining from North America, where it's probably starting to get kind of cold. I'm here to just give you some sun, some breeze, some fresh air, some warmth and relaxation. And so this is me at close to that beach that we just saw. And the only reason I'm showing this is because I used to feel really uncomfortable in my body, especially when I first discovered this practice that we're going to talk about, which is called Bowspring. I was in a very low place of PTSD where I had extreme emotional stress and pain, and it was also physical. So throughout my life, I had developed upper back pain, mid back pain, low back pain, and lots of other physical things, wrist injuries also from doing lots of chaturangas. Anyone know what chaturangas are? Yeah. And so I just had physical pain and emotional pain to the nth degree. And I discovered this practice and started to really dive deep into it. And now I get to live a life where not only do I have a pain-free body every single day, and I know how to remove stress on demand whenever I need to, but I also feel comfortable in a bikini, which was not the case. I wouldn't have done like a photo shoot like this with my friend, my dear friend Liu, if I hadn't discovered this practice. And I mean, it doesn't hurt, rather, to love the body that we're in during the temporal time that we're here, right? It's not just about feeling good, but why not also like love what you see when you're in your clothes or you're in your bikini or you're going to that party or that special event or whatever it is, right? It all goes together. I'm a holistic health person. Okay, so real quick, the three problems that Bowspring solves, and I have seen this over and over and over again with hundreds of people that I've worked with privately and in group settings, online and in person, all of it miraculous results. So, physical pain, stress, and tension that we hold in the body. This is the fastest way out of that I've found. Misalignment and disproportion. A lot of people will say that they just don't feel like their shape looks right or feels right, or spinal misalignment. And then number three, I mentioned in my own story, is the emotional pain and heartbreak, which interestingly, a lot of Bowspring teachers don't talk about that part, but I do feel that it's very important because our emotions store in our bodies and express themselves through our bodies, right? And we can see this as we're walking around. So, as I was saying, it's really important for the mind to have something to get into and to hold and to chew on while we're leading up to the physical practice where we're going to get an embodied experience. But think about, like, let me just show you this kind of a posture is so common, right, in our world. And then this kind of a posture, it displays a different type of emotion, doesn't it? Just by looking at someone and the way they're holding their bodies. And then it works in reverse too. If you put yourself into a posture of openness and confidence and ease, the emotions can move through and actually dissolve. This is what I found through learning it and practicing it. Okay, so I have tons of testimonials from friends and clients and students, people just getting out of pain. People often say this is exactly what my body always wanted and always needed, but I just didn't know it. It's really a return to nature. I'm not going to read through all of the testimonials, but just to say this is life changing. For example, Kayleigh, she says that I used to be called V. I'm Aguita, by the way. Welcome, welcome. So people often say this changed their lives. Kayleigh said it actually changed it. I had serious lower back pain. She had two babies. Her back was seized up. She couldn't play with her babies. She couldn't pick them up. She couldn't put them in the stroller, etc. She tried so many things. And I used to do a 13-week program, short classes twice a week, and her back pain went away. And she was able to be active and parenting all day as her children needed her to. So pretty incredible. And people who are in the holistic health space, this friend of mine, Andrea, and we met because she was a student initially. She's an acupuncturist and a practitioner of Chinese medicine. She had tried a ton of different things for over 20 years and nothing was helping. And she got out of pain by doing this practice very minimally. You don't actually need a lot of time in this practice. Monica, who's a massage practitioner and a healer, same thing. She got out of pain with this practice, free of chronic pain, stronger than ever before. Okay, so let's dive in. The human cashew. This is an epidemic, the C curve epidemic. I call it the human cashew, so I got a photo of the cashew. This is the posture that unfortunately we see most of our people in the modern world right now. There's a couple of chiropractors in the room. I know there's other health practitioners in this space that are going to be watching this replay. And people just seem to be like stuck in this C curve, which is a tight front body, shortened front body, and a curved shape. And it just, number one, it doesn't make you look good. It's not going to open any doors for you because, you know, the dog that has the tail tucked under and in between the legs, that's not the dog that gets the social advantages, right? And I mean, obviously we're not dogs, but I'm just saying if we walk around like we're in a fear position or we're in a depressed position, that's not helping us evolve our lives, and it leads to chronic pain, as those of you in the health industry know. So we're going to compare because when people first view Bowspring, when they're not familiar with it, they think it's a sway back or hyperlordosis. And this is why I wanted you to start to get some of these essentials with your mind first before we get into the physical practice, because it's really important to know the orientation, the directionalities, and what's different about Bowspring compared to other things. So we just talked about the closed C curve, that's on the far left. And then what most modern models will attempt to teach us is the second one from the left, upright standard model. I used to be really good at this in yoga, the physical yoga. And I was always trying to straighten myself, chin down, tucked in, tucked under, shoulders pinned back, the straight up and down linear model. But the thing is what we learn when we dive a little deeper is we are not linear by design. We have curves built into our design as adult humans. And so to force ourselves into these linear things is actually not helping over the long term. Might help slightly in the short term, but my back pain persisted after more than 30 years of yoga. Anyway, sway back, which is what we get accused of, us Bowspringers, is notice how the hips are thrust forward here, right? Bowspring, on the other hand, is a double S curve, is what we call it. So look at the skull going back, the neck moving forward, the ribs going back, the lumbar going forward, and the hips are back. The hips are also farther back than the heart. Okay, this is really important to notice the difference. This feels really good to have a curve here. This does not feel good to have this curve here because it's crunched. And we'll get more into that when we do our practice. This is our dear friend Lauren, who was my star student. She's no longer in the physical anymore. She exemplifies this really well. So here we see the long belly, open front body, long throat, full ribs, hips back, and everything is toned evenly around. There's no locked joints. Nothing is linear, not even the elbows or the knees when we're in this position. This is crouching cat, it's called, instead of downward dog. Does that give you a little kind of nice summary of the essentials of what this is? Yeah, okay. Does anyone have any questions before we get started? We all agree to take responsibility for our own health by stepping into this space. I want to empower people. Okay, we're going to get started on hands and knees for our little physical practice here today. Hands and knees. If you do have a block, have that nearby. We may or may not be using it, by the way, because I invent these every time, customized and unique every time we all get together in a group. So we're going to do hands and knees a little differently from what you might know. So tops of the feet on the ground, knees narrow in order to press them wide, but we'll get there. Hips back, we're going to walk the hands forward, maybe as wide as the mat. And in front of the shoulders, notice how much of a angle of my arms. We're not stacking hands under the shoulders. Notice how I can lock my elbows a lot more easily when my hands are right under my shoulders. So forward and wide. Press down the fingerprints. Sit the hips back. Press the tops of the feet down to lift the front ankles a little bit. Knees narrow to press wide to activate glute medius. Sit back, gaze forward. Lengthen through central channel, which is a tube as wide as your neck is how you're going to imagine it. And it runs through the top of the head and through the pelvic floor. Sit back, exhale. Inhale, reach the top of the head forward, push the earth away. Exhale, sit back, keep your tail lifted. If your tailbone had a tail connected to it, it would be rising to the sky. Reach forward, inhale, long arms, lift the back of the ribs. Exhale, sit back behind the knees. Inhale, reach forward. Yeah. And Christy, if it's not comfortable to have long arms, you could always come to your elbows. You want to make sure the back ribs are full. Yeah. We always prioritize ribs. Right now I'm getting you into central channel, which is 0 point. And we're keeping that length long and strong through the vertical core. Well, right now it's horizontal, but you know what I mean. Exhale back, inhale, reach the top of the head forward, push the earth away. Remember double S curve? So you can take a look at my demo here just for a moment. Remember how in Bowspring we would do cow and cat, right? Or cat and cow. But in Bowspring, we have cacao. You see the difference? Back heart, back ribs are lifted full behind us, almost like a cat. And then the lumbar spine, the low back, is dipping forward like a cow. But the only reason why this lumbar curve is safe is because the low ribs are nice and full. Arms stay long and strong. Try a couple more pulses. Long through central channel, wide through the ribs. And let's try sliding the ribs to the left this time. When you inhale forward, push the earth away. Left ear reaches forward, gaze forward. Exhale back, everything through midline again. Inhale, ribs to the right, push the earth away, right ear forward, push. Exhale back, try a few of those, sliding the ribs from side to side. Yes, And this is excellent because I'm noticing some people are going slower and some people are going faster. The pulse is personal. You get to choose if it's shallow and slow or if it's longer and faster. Beautiful. All right. Very good. Long through central channel, wide on all sides of the ribs. Yes. Okay. If your wrists are sore, by the way, there's always the option to do the exact same thing we're doing, but on the elbows, forward of the shoulders, narrower than the shoulders. And that helps push the earth away, maybe a little easier to lift the back ribs. Stay with the pulse. Every time we get into a shape, we add the pulse. So we're going to try humble kitty. Ready? We're going to bring top of the right foot to the right a little bit, like a kickstand. Press down the top of the foot and sit the hips back behind the knees. Now we're going to open left knee to the left. I'm doing my left knee. I'm not mirroring you. We're going to bring left paw, that's the forefoot, to the side of the mat. Not in front of the knee. Notice how that tucks my tail under when I do that. Behind the right knee, tail stays lifted, and the foot is to the edge of the mat. Heel swivels back just a little bit, so the knee points out, but also forward a little bit. Exhale back. Inhale, push the earth away, drop right ear to right shoulder, gaze to the earth in front of your mat. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, rise, fill the ribs. Maybe the ribs get so full that the bottom of the left hand begins to lighten up a little bit with your pulse. Press the left big toe down, back, and wide. Low belly stays long. Maybe if your hand is light on its own, not weight bearing, maybe the left hand slides forward just a little bit, soft fingertips forward into the midline. Exhale back, bring it back to where it was. Right ear to right shoulder, opening through the left sideline. Reach forward and exhale back. Find what's enjoyable. We're always seeking what's pleasurable in any shape that we try. Right ear tilting to right shoulder, dropping the top of the head over the right arm, pushing the earth away. Left side body expanding up. Yes. Beautiful. Very good. Excellent. And we're going to bring that left hand down if it was lifted a little bit, top of the left foot and knee. Bring the right foot back. Walk the hands back, walk back, walk back to sit on the heels. Or if you have a block, you can slide the block between the heels sideways, middle height, middle setting, so that you can have both sides of the bum sitting on the block between the heels. Knees narrow. Let's lean forward. We're going to grab under both sides of the bum. Lift the flesh up, back, and wide to sit down. This is the anterior tilt, but remember, we don't let the ribs go back. Belly is long, ribs are forward, chin is lifted, top of the head lifted. Breathe long on the exhale and deep on the inhale. Shoulders slide wide. Top of the head lifts. Remember, long through central channel. It's like a tube as wide as your neck. And there's an opening at the top of the head, lifting you up to the sky. And there's an opening at the pelvic floor, rooting you down into the earth. So a good bowspring practice has activation and integration. Activation and integration. So this is an intentional pause that we're doing right here. Feeling into the ribs. Imagine the ribs are like a balloon, and with your breath, it's going to expand in all directions, radially. That's radiant heart. Yeah. Blinking open the eyes if they were closed, lift the chin. And let's bring our hands to genie arms, which is just like almost as if you were going to cross your arms, or the outsides of the elbows, or hold the forearms. Either way is fine. We're going to push this shape forward of the shoulders. You can also have it low. Both of them are correct. Reach forward, pull the elbows wide, lift the top of the head, and let's find a teeter-totter with the forearms. One elbow lifts more than the other. It's going to open the sideline. Inhale, arc, tilt the head, reach the ear to the sky. And exhale to horizontal again. Nice. Reach forward, pull wide, tilt the other elbow up, tilt the head, reach the ear up. Nice. Exhale through midline. Now find your own pulse in your own rhythm. We're opening the shoulder blades at the back of the heart, expanding the back ribs. Yes. And it's a tilt of the, like a teeter-totter. It's the tilt of the forearms that starts it, and we're opening. If I was with you, I'd put my hands on your forearms and you'd be pushing the shape forward. Yeah, keep the chin lifted, which is unusual for a lot of us. Lift the top of the head. Beautiful. Nice. Can you feel how that's getting into the side ribs and the side neck? Nice. Really good. When that feels complete on both sides, we're going to uncross the arms, bring them to the ground, walk it out, bring the block to the side, hands and knees again. Bring the hands forward and wide as the mat, or if you're on your elbows, they're forward of the shoulders but narrower than the shoulders. Either way, find your pulse, knees narrow to press wide. Tops of the feet press down a little bit to lift the front ankles. There's a scientific reason for every little cue. And by the way, a lot of you are new here. All you need to remember for this session is long through central channel and wide through radiant heart. That's your ribs. The rest of it, it's just sprinkles on top. Long belly, push the earth away, reach the top of the head forward. Yeah. And we're going to try humble kitty on the other side. Left foot, top of the foot, we're going to slide it to the left, to the side, maybe a little off the mat. Press down and towards the knee. It's like a kickstand. Sit the hips back. Open right knee to the right and place the right paw, forefoot, to the right. Not forward, but to the right, so that your tail booty can stay on the rise. We say booty on the rise, and long bellies have more fun. Press down the right big toe. Down, back, and wide. Left ear tilts to left shoulder. Gaze to the earth. We're opening into the right sideline now. Find your pulse, your rhythm. Inhale forward, push the earth away. Exhale back, keep your tail lifted. You don't have to go too far back because you want to make sure the tail stays lifted. Yeah. And strong. Beautiful, my friends. Yes. Opening into that right side line. And if the ribs are expanding as designed in this pose, maybe the bottom of your right hand might be lifting a little bit on its own, just from the expansion of the back ribs. If not, that's okay. But if it gets light and it's not weight bearing, you could slide that hand forward and maybe to the midline, push the earth away, and exhale, sit back. It goes back to where it was. Long belly, tail lifted, reach forward. Drop the top of the head over the left arm. Find what's enjoyable about this opening, this medicine. Yes. Beautiful. Nice. Excellent. Couple more breaths. We match the movement with the breath. And then placing the hand back down, top of the right foot, right knee, left foot comes parallel to the right, and we walk it back. Let's take a seat again if you have a block, or a rolled up little towel or a folded cushion. You could put it between your heels, sideways, so both sides of the bum have a place to land. Lift up through the top of the head and relax the low body and just notice. Notice what you notice. Shoulders slide wide, belly is long, ribs are forward, and you can, of course, reach back, lean forward, grab under the bum to lift the glutes up out of the way to encourage that anterior tilt of the pelvis, ribs forward. We lead with the heart. Lift the chin. It's like the tops of the ears are tilting back ever so slightly to lengthen the front of the throat. Lift up the top of the head. Beautiful. Yes. Breathing long, breathing deep. Exhale long, the belly squeezes in, and then just softening to receive the inhale as the shoulders slide wide to the sides. Right shoulder to the right and left shoulder to the left. Beautiful. Yes, I love seeing everyone in the zone. And then as you're ready, blinking open the eyes, it's a lifted wide gaze. We call it horizon eyes. We're very spatially aware. And then let's reach forward. This time we're going to slide one hand more forward than the other. Little rounded fingers, as if you're holding two oranges. Reach one hand more than the other, opening the gates of the back heart, the shoulder blades wide. Nice. Yes. And then we're going to bend and do genie arms with the other hand on top. So you might have to try. The one that feels awkward is the one you didn't do yet. Cup the outer elbows or hold the forearms. Either way. Pushing the shape forward, and you can choose the angle. You can have it low. That also works. If the traps are too activated, you can bring the hands lower, or the shape lower rather. Reach forward, lift the top of the head, and find a teeter-totter with the arms. One elbow lifts, the other one descends. Arcing, lifting the top ear, reach up, nose point straight ahead. Nice. Exhale, horizontal. Inhale, other elbow lifts and the other one descends. Arcing, and find your own pulse. Yeah, your own timing. Stay with it. Beautiful. Okay, good. So, how are we feeling so far? Are you checking in, noticing what you notice, noticing what's shifting? Humble kitty is pretty cool. We're going to get to standing, and we'll finish with maybe one or two things on the mat. This is primal movement, so we want to pay attention to the transitions as much as the poses. So let's move the block to the side if you had one. We're going to bring the hands to the mat, and we're going to walk them forward so you've got lots of room. We always want the belly to be long and open in our practice. Bring one paw to one side, or maybe even off the mat or just to the edge. Sit back, other paw to the other side. Now we've got a moment for squat. If you do have squat in your practice, you can bring your feet side to side, maybe even bring your hands up. We don't want to round to be in a squat. This is not it. We want the belly to be open and the throat to be open. This isn't available for everybody, so if you can bring your hands to the ground, send your bum back, and we're going to bring one hand to one thigh, other hand to other thigh, push the feet forward, bum back, push into the arms, open body, bum goes back, lifted chin, lifted gaze, and we're rising up to stand. Bend the legs to step in, bend to step in. Nice. So now we're standing. We're going to get into earth position. We're going to bring our feet as wide as the outer hips. So wide and parallel, middle toes point forward. For some of us who are used to open splayed feet, it might feel like we're pigeon-toed, but when we look down, it's actually parallel, not pigeon-toed. Soften the knees forward, slide the hips back. We're lengthening through central channel as a priority, this stretch between earth and sky. And then we're widening in the heart. Everything begins in the heart. So knees forward, hips back, root the toes, and lighten up just barely under the heels, as if I could slide a piece of paper between the skin of your heel and the mat. Knees forward, hips back. Let's float the elbows forward, long arms, lifted chin, lifted top of the head. Let's sit back as if your stool was too far behind you, and we're going to reach forward. And press down under the arms to rise up long through central channel. Lengthen the legs, but keep a micro bend. We don't lock the knees. Exhale, sit back, reach forward. Press down under the wings to rise up long. And with the pulse, again, you can make it short. This is still toning the whole system. Or you could literally swivel the knees in, open the knees, and squat down, but only if you can keep the alignment. That's usually for level 1, level 2, not for beginners. Excellent. Yeah, Margarita, bring your hands wide. And everybody, let's imagine we're holding 2 little butterflies, soft fists with space between the fingers and the hands. Why? Because softening the fingertips and rooting the toes soothes the nervous system. Yes. Awesome. Okay. Now that we've done earth pulsation, let's come back up to kind of an easy stance. Soft knees, hips back, belly long, shoulders wide, lift the top of the head. Let's float the elbows forward, root the toes, and we're going to slide the ribs, just the ribs, side to side. It might be tiny and subtle. That's okay. Can we keep the hips and the legs rooted like the trunk of a tree? Just the ribs, side to side. Nice. Yes. Give your hands lots of space between each other. Elbows forward and wide. Yeah, that. Nice. And then let's bend the legs to sit back the hips, zigzag legs. And then let's continue this side to side motion of the heart, of the ribs, but the arms and the head are now trailing, following the side to side motion. Reach the hands forward to open up back heart. We often talk about back heart, back of the ribs as the shadow heart or the dark heart because we don't see it. We don't think about it. Bend into the legs, sit the hips back, long, low belly. Yeah, nice. And soften into this. Try less effort, but same movement. Yeah, that. Beautiful. Okay, let's give that a rest. So that one's called Seaweed Sway. And it's a really good one to integrate, to soothe, and just generally feel way better. Bend into the legs, float the elbows forward, lift the top of the head, lift the chin. We're going to sit back to step 1 foot wide. Sit back again to step the other foot wide. Nice. Let's hover one heel, swivel it in. Hover the other heel, swivel it in. Sit the hips back. Root the toes. Right wrist on top of left to form a little X. And then the edges of the palms touch as well. Soft fingers curled in. Beautiful. Long in front of your low belly. Lift the chin, open the front body, sit deep, and we're going to push this shape forward as you press into the X. Push the feet forward to bring the shape to one side, lengthen the legs just a little bit, and sit, bring the hands through center. Push forward, send the bum back, longer legs. And exhale through center. Notice how this is opening the back heart. The more you press into the contact points, the more it's opening the ribs, improving your breathing. Push the feet forward to send the bum back as you reach forward and over to the side. And exhale through midline as we sit. Reach forward and to the side, push the feet forward, bum goes back, reach, lengthen, and exhale through midline. Yeah, opening sideline and opening the ribs. Beautiful. Stay oriented towards the front, so chest, nose, everything stays pointing forward. It's more of an arcing through the sideline rather than twisting over to the side, if that makes sense. Yeah, really nice. Okay, let's let go of the cross of the wrist. Sit back. We're going to bring hands to the thighs. Push the arms long. Gaze forward. Keep your eyes on a horizon, even if it's imaginary. Push the feet forward, and we're going to bring one shoulder to the midline, but gaze forward. Send the bum back. And sit to open up. Push into the legs, long arms. Other shoulder comes to the midline. Gaze forward. Instead of twisting the neck to look to one side, keep the eyes forward, gazing forward on a horizon. This offers your neck a different type of a stretch. And sometimes you get these nice little pops that happen in the ribs. Bend deep to open up through midline. And then one shoulder dips, but gaze stays forward. Nice. And you can extend the legs, send the booty back when you're doing that. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to rise up, staying in this stance. We call it horse stance. Left wrist on top of right. Connect the outer pinky edges of the palms. Keep this nice and low. Lift the chin, lift the top of the head. Root the toes down. Long through central channel, wide on all sides of radiant heart. Remember, that's the most important part. Sit back. We're going to reach forward. And send the feet forward, bum back, lengthen the legs, reach to one side. Exhale through midline sit. Inhale, press into the contact points, reach forward to the other side. And exhale. You can go slow, you can do a short pulse, or you can go faster, and you can do a deeper pulse, depending how strong you are. I see some very strong legs in the room. Yeah. It could literally be this, or it can be this, like it just really depends where we're at. The bum goes back as the legs straighten. Top of the head stays lifted. Yeah, you guys are doing awesome. Good. Staying with it as you breathe, gaze forward, heart stays oriented forward, and letting it go when you're ready. Nice. Let's float the hands forward, elbows forward, sit back to step in, sit back to step in. Earth position, feet as wide as the outer hips. Not touching, but stable. Root the toes down, lighten up under the heels, knees forward, hips back, long through central channel. Lift the top of the head, lift the chin. And we're going to try this one that I just love. We're going to sit the hips back, reach the hands forward, slide one hand more than the other, open the gates of the heart, the shoulder blades, away from the spine. And then we're going to sit back through middle, bend at the elbows to bring the thumbs above the ears to the sides of the head, elbows narrow, in front of the face. Lift the chin, upper skull moves back into the support of the hands. Press the palms of the hands into the temples to lift the head ever so slightly. Shoulders move away from the ears. Sit back. Remember, long through central channel, we're going to push the feet, pause down and wide, lengthen the legs, reach the elbows forward, skull presses back. And exhale, sit back. Keep the front body open. Inhale, skull presses back, low ribs expand backwards. And exhale. You can come out of the pose anytime, but if it feels good, stay with the breath, stay with the pulse. Yes. Beautiful, Margarita. Beautiful, Andrea. So mindful, so strong. Yeah, Andrea, think about bringing your elbows more in front of you, so like in the same direction as your nose. Try that. And the low ribs just above your waist are expanding backwards as you lengthen up into the inhale. Beautiful. We exhale to root, inhale to rise. Oh, you can come out of it anytime, or you can experiment with lifting one elbow. Keep the nose pointing straight ahead, and exhale through midline. And then lift the other elbow. We're opening into the sideline. Upper skull presses back. Low ribs move back. Booty moves back. We call this a belly stretch, but there's the fullness of the hips, ribs, and back skull move backwards as you lengthen. That's a good focus to have while you're doing that. Forward, we're in ecstasy, hands position, which is sides of the head at the temples. So the base palms touch the temples and the thumbs are above the ears. Fingers wrap around. Lift the chin. Elbows reach forward of the face and skull presses back. Now let's actually go deeper into this for a moment. We're going to sit back, rise. Let me go this way. We're going to sit back, rise up and over to the right, ever so slightly. Left elbow to the sky, left ear to the sky. Bum goes back as you lengthen the legs. Keep the arc like a crescent moon to sit back again, bend. Inhale, pause wide, elbow rises. We're opening left side body, press the skull back. Exhale, sit. Again, the pulse can be short or long, slower or faster. Keep the arc to the right this time and just pulsing through the left sideline for a few breaths. And then coming out of that, come to neutral. Let's lower the arms for a moment. Sit the hips back, rooted toes. Slide the ribs side to side. Seaweed sway. Ribs are low body, hips stay rooted, but the ribs are sliding side to side. The arms can reach forward and low, or you can even reach them forward and higher. It's the ribs that go sliding side to side and the arms and the head trail after. This is seaweed sway. So you can imagine you're a little seaweed in the ocean. And it's like those bubbly parts of the seaweed. That's your ribs sliding side to side, and everything else is just gently swaying. And you can lower in front of your belly, maybe. Wide shoulders, wide breath. Beautiful. All right, one more with that ecstasy hand position. We're going to bend the knees, sit the hips back, reach forward, lift the chin, and sit back, bend the elbows, thumbs above the ears, palms to the sides of the head, elbows forward and narrow, upper skull presses back into the support of the hands. And we're going to sit back. This time, rise long and right elbow rises to the sky to open right sideline this time, arcing over to the left, gaze forward on a horizon, keep the arc, sit back. Inhale, rise long. And we're not tilting the heart forward, we're just, so I'll show you from the side as well. Heart stays lifted, and we're rising up and over, bum goes back. Keep the arc even when we sit back. And you can do a short pulse or a long, whatever feels good. Remember, we want to enjoy the process. And when you're ready, we're going to open up out of that. Let's walk to the back of the mat. We're going to step wide, maybe as wide as the mat or outside edges of the mat. This time, you know how we came up pressing into our thighs? Keep the belly long. This time, we're going to bring one hand to the upper back skull, elbow forward of the face, open the throat, lift the chin, upper back skull presses into the hand, rather. We're going to bend into the legs, one hand to one thigh, and we're going to push the feet forward, send the bum back. This time we do tilt the heart down, but the head presses back into the hands, so the throat stays open. Bend deep and push into the thighs, send the bum back. We're tilting with each pulse. Lower the hips and head presses back so the front body stays open. We're training the back body to be strong so we can have an open posture. Little by little, the low hand can touch light. Lower the hips, other hand touches. Walk it out, step in, maybe keep the legs bent, hands and feet, or narrow the knees to lower the knees down to the ground and pulse forward and back in hands and knees. If you're in hands and feet, both hands and feet are on the edges of the outside of the mat, but towards the edges. You can bend both legs, gaze forward, push the paws wide, reach the top of the head forward, push the earth away, chin comes in front of the wrists, tail stays lifted. This is crouching cat. Some of you, you're on your knees and you're just watching this because it's good to see with your eyes first. Paws press wide, tail lifts, reach the top of the head forward, chin comes in front of the wrists, push the earth away, broad through back heart. Crouching cat. This ain't no downward dog. Reach the top of the head forward, push the earth away. All right, that's a lot. We're going to narrow the knees to lower the knees down. Untuck the toes. Couple pulses through central channel. Reach the top of the head forward. Sit the hips back, tail stays lifted. And we're not trying to get down to the ground, by the way, in like a child's pose. We're actually keeping the arms long and strong, elbows rotated wide, tail lifted, belly long. And it's just a forward and back a little bit. Not as long as you can move. It's more like we're keeping the double S curve, just a little rocking forward and back. Pushing the earth away, filling the ribs. Now the next time your hips go behind your knees, let's keep them there. Walk the knees little by little to the long left edge of the mat. Bring the right hip down. Yeah. Left paw, that's your forefoot, in front of your right shin, left knee to the sky. Hands on the mat, but away from the body. Let's push the hands away, push into the feet to send the hips back as we open back heart, drop the head. Inhale, roll on the hips, long arms, open front body, arms stay long, and find a teeny pulse here, your pace, your length. Open the back heart, maybe lower the head, feels nice. And then roll on the hip to open the side waist, low belly, open front body, gaze forward. This tends to feel really good on the low back and on the sideline. Don't do it if it doesn't feel good. Yeah. Breathing. Nice. You can really lower the head as you push the hands away if that feels good. And then when you're ready, let's bring the knees together again, both hands to the mat. And we're going to little by little walk teeny tiny steps of the knees over to the long right edge of the mat. Sit the hips back and lower onto left hip. Right foot in front of left shin, right knee to the sky. Both hands to the mat, but away from your body, long arms. Push the arms away, press the feet forward to send the hips back, lower the head maybe, open back heart. And then roll on the side of the hip, keep the arms long, gaze forward, open the sideline, bows forward. And exhale, send the hips back, open back heart, lower the head. Find your timing, your pulse, your rhythm. Beautiful. Enjoying every little moment. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring top knee down, stack the legs. Right hand is going to push into the earth to lift the right ribs up. Top of the head tilts down to the earth. Gaze to the earth. Left hand is going to slide on a soft fist forward and long. Keep the ribs on the rise. We're sliding sideways onto side body. So that little transition that we'll get more into when we get a chance to work together is a spine saver. Let's just rest on the side body for a moment, melting into the ground for just a moment. You can rest your head on your long arm, left arm, or you can scooch that left shoulder forward, elbow forward of the face, back of the hand to the ground, and then slide the head back so the side of the head lands in the palm. Back of the hand is on the ground, not cupping the back of the head. We're not tilting the head forward. We're sending the head back to land into the hand. Some people don't like this one, so you can just have your long arm and rest your head on the arm. Either way. We're going to scooch or press into the feet rather to scooch the hips back to lengthen the low waist, low belly. Bring the knees forward of the hips, stack both legs. Right arm, we're going to bring it into a dome as if you're holding an orange. All the knuckles are bent, just the fingernails touch light, elbow rising. And we're pressing the left side body into the earth. Notice when I do that, it lifts my left side waist. And we're going to press the left edge of the foot, left knee, left hip, left elbow, left shoulder into the earth. Float the right leg, outer hip distance. Both edges of the feet move laterally outwards. Tiny bicycle pedal. Keep your hips moving back, low belly long. Your tail is stretching backwards behind you. I know it's an imaginary tail, but I like to imagine my tail because it helps the alignment of my spine. Pressing into the earth, even the side of the head can just rest heavy down into the support of your hand or your arm. Teeny tiny bicycle pedal with the floating leg, right leg. Squeezing energetically the heel towards the bum on the back pedal, like it's sticky through thick molasses or something like that, thick taffy. Yeah, nice. Wide shoulders, wide on all sides of the ribs as you breathe. Excellent. So good. And then when you're ready, lower that leg back down, stack it on top of the bottom leg, soften everything, take a moment to just breathe, couple breaths. And then when you're ready, press everything touching into the earth, the whole left side of the body, press it into the earth gently. And we're going to keep the feet connected this time, right elbow rising. As if the feet are magnets, we're going to lift right knee up, keep the tail, hips going back, and then slow motion, right knee comes to touch. Lift right knee, keep the hips back, low belly long, and slow motion back down to touch. If you're really strong and this feels like not much to you, you could bring right hand to outer right knee, add a little bit of resistance. While you're doing these little pulses, little clamshells, feet stay connected. Or for some of us, it's okay just using the knee to lift up and slow motion back down. Long belly, long central channel, wide on all sides of the ribs. Yes, beautiful, Margarita. Nice. So mindful, so conscious. Excellent, you guys. Couple more breaths until you feel complete. Listen to your body. And then when you're ready, bringing the knee back down, we're going to bring the head back onto the ground. Hands in front of the heart to start going towards the sky. Find the feet on the ground. Knees, hands to the sky, rolling probably off your mat. That's okay. Onto the back body. Keep the hands reaching to the sky. This is important. We're going to shift the hips over to back to the mat, and then the ribs, and then the head. You might have to wiggle with this, but the hands stay reaching to the sky. Why is this? Because we want to keep the back ribs full. We worked so hard on that already. So we're keeping radiant heart. That's why. Now when we are back on the midline of the mat, we're going to bring the feet closer to the bum. Forget everything you knew about bridge. We're going to keep the hips heavy towards the ground, okay? Heels light. We're going to push the forefeet, paws into the earth to lift the belly. Only the belly lifts. Belly button like it's got a string lifting up, up, up. And the hips are going to get ever so slightly lighter, but the bum stays just barely touching. We're going to bring our hands under the bum to lift the glutes up, back, and wide. Untuck the tail to sit the hips back down. Low belly is long, okay? We're going to slide the feet away. And let's reach our hands up to the sky again. Lift one hand way higher than the other. Lift the chin so upper skull is in the earth. Lift the shoulder up. Widen the elbow to widen the shoulders. Let that shoulder be heavy. Let it go, move back into the earth as we reach the other hand up, up, up. And widen the elbow to widen the shoulder. Let it sit back down. One at a time. Keep the grounded shoulder heavy as we reach and lift the other shoulder and widen it to come back down. This feels so good. But we're keeping the double S curve, okay? Lumbar spine is still lifted. We're going to lift both feet. Cup the fronts of both knees. Keep the chin lifted. Upper skull on the ground. Push the knees forward into the hands to lengthen the arms. And now we've got freedom pose. Let's roll with it side to side. Freedom pose. Open belly. Open throat. Knees push forward. Everything else is pretty much relaxed here. I love freedom pose. It might be my favorite. Yeah. So you might feel a traction in your shoulders as you push the knees forward, arms long, tail rooting into the earth, back ribs full, lifted chin. You can even roll on your skull. So here we're feeling into the spheres of the body, the hips, the ribs, and the skull as you roll side to side. You might even play with rolling all the way to one side and all the way to the other side, depending how you feel. It's not required. And then the next time you roll to the right side, let's just stay on the right side, and we're going to find side bow on this side. Press into the feet to scoot your bum back behind you to lengthen the low belly. Bring the knees forward. Square legs stacked on top of each other. Your head can rest on your long right arm, or you can scoot your right shoulder forward, right elbow forward in front of the face, back of the hand to the ground, and then head goes back into the palm of the hand. Back of the hand's on the ground. Either way, both of them are correct, whichever feels best for you. Left elbow rising, fingertips touching in front of the heart. Press the right side body into the earth. Right side of the head, right arm, right shoulder, right knee, right edge of the foot, and the left leg is going to float up, outer hip distance apart, little flex to the ankles, soft toes. Don't worry about all the extra cues, long central channel and wide through the ribs. That's what matters most. Tiny bicycle pedal, keeping the knee forward of the hips of the floating leg here. Tiny bicycle pedal. Long belly, wide ribs. Breathing with it. Imagine you have to resist on the back pedal towards the bum energetically. And breathing long, breathing deep, pressing right edge of the foot down into the earth. We're building biotensegrity, it's called, where we create a uniform tone of all the soft tissues all the way around. That's why we're also pressing down into the earth. Looks beautiful, my friends. Yes, really nice. Staying with that for a few more breaths. And then when you're ready, lower the leg back down when you feel complete and melt for a moment, just ah. And then when you're ready, stack the legs. Left elbow rises, hand placed in front of the heart with lots of space. And then let's keep both feet together like magnets. Send the tail back, long, low belly. Press into the earth and lift left knee up, up, up. And slow motion back down to touch. Lifting up, up, up. And slow motion back down. There's your pulse. Long through central channel, full through radiant heart. If you're feeling really strong and you're familiar with booty workouts, you could always bring your left hand to the outer left knee for extra resistance. But for a lot of us, just the knee lifting on its own and the resisted slow-mo back down is already a lot, so that's good. Breathing with it, with your pulse. Beautiful. Enjoying it if possible. Long belly, tail reaching back behind you. Imaginary tail. Yes, really good. All right. Whenever you feel complete, that's in your own timing. You can bring that leg back down. And then hands forward of the heart, reaching towards the sky. Find the bottoms of the feet on the ground, knees to the sky, hands to the sky, rolling off your mat probably. Knees to the sky, hands to the sky. Reach the hands skyward, and we're going to shift like hips, ribs, and head, like a sideways caterpillar, sideways inchworm, coming back to the mat, reaching the hands forward. I know it's awkward and weird. We want to use our elbows, but we're keeping radiant heart nice and full. Awesome. Once you get back to your mat, you can find freedom pose again. Maybe press the feet down under, close to your bum to lift the belly so that you can bring your hands to the glutes to lift up, back, and wide. And sit the tail untucked back down, the hips back down, and then widen the shoulders, lift the feet, cup the fronts of the knees, push the knees forward to lengthen the arms, lift the chin, upper skull heavy on the ground. So we've got the curvature of the neck that we're encouraging here. Beautiful. Knees push forward so the belly can be open. And you can do that, Margarita, that's a nice variation for ab strength. You can also cup the knees in front of the shins or behind the thighs so that it's a little more relaxing and you can push away from you to open the belly. Yeah, both are correct, but the one you were doing is harder. Yeah, really nice. You can roll side to side, belly open, throat open, and you feel the width of the spheres here. The back of the hips, back of the ribs, and the back of the upper skull, which is the fullest part of the skull, the upper part. And then from here, letting your intuition guide you into any other little wiggles or motions or moves that feel good to you right now, because we are going to rest just for a little bit in what we call assimilation pose. You can either bring your feet to the ground as wide as the mat and knees together to touch. This is especially nice if you have a sensitive low back. Or you can lengthen the legs long, feet wide, maybe wider than the mat, like more starfish style than straight under the hips. Wide shoulders, palms up, fingers soft, or you can widen the elbows and bring the palms down onto the body somewhere also. That's a nice option as well. Or even cactus arms, elbows to the sides of the shoulders, palms up, fingers soft, bent arms. There's so many options here. Lift the chin, find the curve of the neck, and maybe, if it feels nice, pressing the upper skull back into the earth like you're making a dent in warm sand, and then let it go. Soften the neck. And then press the upper skull back and let it go. A few pulses there. We're reminding the neck about its tone, its support into the curvature. Beautiful. And closing the eyes, softening the face, softening the belly, soften the fingertips, the toe tips, scanning the inner landscape of your body with your inner eye and inviting relaxation to flow and melt every little area of your physical self, like liquid golden light swirling and flowing all on the inside of you, inviting that relaxation to flow and expand and touch everywhere, melting and resting and enjoying. And when that part feels complete, landing your consciousness into the center of your heart space, middle of the rib cage. Notice a light that lives there. Let it grow and fill the whole area of the ribs. Like a sunshine radiating in all directions, let it fill the whole body. And like a sunshine radiating in all directions, expand around the body until it gets into this huge spherical shape all the way around. The body is just getting heavier and heavier. The directionality for the physical is back and back and back. But this radiant light from the heart is shining in all directions, cleansing your whole space, maybe as big as your room, as big as your house, as big as your neighborhood, as big as your continent, the earth, and the cosmos. Just enjoying this rest, expanding and resting and being held. I'm going to come back in a couple minutes. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. As you're ready, no rush at all. In your own time, beginning to notice the exhale lengthening and the inhale deepening. Listening to the sound of your own breath as the exhale lengthens, giving a little more generously. And the inhale deepens, expanding wide through the side ribs. And as you're ready, wiggling the fingertips and the toe tips in your own timing. Finding movements in the hands, movements in the feet. Breathing long on the exhale, deep on the inhale. Maybe moving the wrists and the ankles. Maybe doing some sighs. You're on mute. Those of you live, you can sigh it out if that feels good. And when you're ready, roll to one side of your body. Doesn't matter which side. Breathe for a couple of breaths on that side, finding some gratitude for the miracle that is your body and anything else you happen to be grateful for in this moment. And then before you rise up to vertical, I invite you to use the power of your arms, we call them wings in this method, to rise through the ribs. Lead with the heart, even though it's sideways. We're going to push into the earth to lift the heart, the ribs up. Keep the head heavy. Push, walk the hands, rise up through the ribs. Let the head be heavy. Rise up through the sideline, ribs and shoulder and neck, and head arrives very last. Beautiful. Excellent. Coming back to seated, find a comfortable seat and leave all the stuff that we were practicing to the side, whether you want to sit kneeling or if you want to sit cross-legged, whatever is most comfy to you right now. Just noticing what you notice, noticing the shifts that occurred from your practice today. Amazing. Great work. Beautiful. You look so long. You look so glowy. Does anyone want to share anything off of mute, or do you want to write anything in the chat? Anything you noticed that did shift? Anything that surprised you about the practice? Anything you liked or that stood out for you? You're welcome to share. Or if you have any questions, you can ask those. Totally optional. You don't have to say anything or write anything. You can bask in what we call the bow glow, Bowspring glow. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been absolutely a joy to share with you. I'm going to quickly share my screen again because I want to invite you to something very special that's coming up right now. So there's a group of us getting together that we're not waiting for an arbitrary calendar year. We're glowing up now. So I would like to invite you to this brand new course that I've put together through years of teaching privately and in groups. This is something that I'm offering for this season during a time where a lot of you, especially in North America, are dealing with sluggishness, chronic pain, maybe not as active or not as outdoors as you once were. It's a time of depression for many people. And so I'd like to support you in this time. So think of yourself, if you were to do nothing, think about if you were to do nothing and just continue on and just get swept up in the season as it is. If you were to dive into this practice, and there's very little time required, really, truly, it's medicinal. This is a primal movement medicine. It's very medicinal. A little goes a long way. I present to you Radiant by Design. It's a 5-week journey to refine your shape, lift your energy, and move through life with lightness. We begin November 20th and we complete December 24th. However, because of the replays and all the bonus material and stuff, you can actually still take in what is offered to you here until the very end of the year through January 30th, I believe, or 31st, probably 31st. I always err on the side of generosity. So within this, we have 3 live classes a week online, tailored to you based on your requests, your needs, your goals. So if you're athletic, I'm going to give you way more challenging stuff that brings you forward in your practices and all your favorite activities. If you're new, if you're injured, I'm going to be able to modify it for you to make it accessible and still feel good. You get access to, or you get included a private 20-minute session for you for the specific results you're aiming for. You get direct communication with me for coaching 6 days of the week throughout this session. And then you get bonus, a private access video library for on-demand, practice anytime. Some short, some long, whole bunch of stuff in there. You get bonus passes to 2 workshops I'm going to open up to the public that are popular. One of them is probably going to be Booty Boost, best booty of your life. I haven't quite decided what those workshops will be, but you get that included in this when you join. And I'm going to be making 5 brand new 5-minute practices for you so that you can squeeze in this method to support your life and bring more ease into your life no matter your schedule. I've made it very accessible. So this is for my rebels, my people who there's no reason to wait. Do you know what I mean? We can feel better right now. We can glow up and sculpt up and feel amazing and feel more confident and feel stronger and boost our immune systems, because this works with the lymph, with the soft tissues, with the fascia, with the nervous system. We can live our lives with less stress during a time of year that is famous for having the most stress. So we're glowing up now before 2026. And I'm going to be offering courses in January as well, but they're going to be at a higher price point. So anyways, all of this together is valued at $777. That's US dollars. I'm going to be offering it at $377. But for those of you who've registered here and you showed up live, or you're at least watching the replay, I'm slashing it even more to $277 US. And you could do 2 pay if you wanted, $145 US in 2 payments. So I invite you to pause the screen here, pause your video to view the 5 themes we have for our 5 weeks. And I'm thanking you here with added audio since the original cut out for some reason. Thanking you so much for showing up for yourself. And I'm welcoming you into this 5-week series so we can glow up together here and now. No waiting required. I welcome your questions. And stay tuned because there's some more gifts coming to you in your inbox. Please do feel free to reach out anytime. Sending you so much love on the Caribbean breeze. Peace.